Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Gold Rush Rick Ness hints at dangerous season 14 ending for Team Rally. Rick Ness has returned to Gold Rush season 14 to seek redemption. However, the newly engaged Ness has hinted what fans of the Discovery series should expect. He shares the biggest obstacle they face in the gold mining reality series. Here is the latest news on Rick's big gamble. Rick Ness reveals pretty dangerous Gold Rush season 14 ending. When Rick Ness returned to Gold Rush, he was putting everything on the line. He sold his mom's house, took that money, pieced together a team, and put together a mining season. However, this is not where he was willing to risk it all. He is determined the Rally Valley is his key to mining success. Speaking to TV Insider, he admitted, "I don't think we had the luxury of hitting our goal and having the last weeks as Grady." He revealed that their biggest issue is Mother Nature. He revealed that in the past, when they worked in this potentially valuable cut, things got dangerous. Between freezing and other weather-related issues, it sounds like Ness will make a tough decision. At the end of the season, it gets pretty dangerous. It always comes to the call of when to pull everyone out, and it's not worth it anymore. Rick Ness's latest post hints he is returning for Gold Rush Season 15. A few days ago, Rick Ness shared on Instagram a double dose of news. Firstly, the Gold Rush news. He was headed back to the Yukon to do more gold mining. Therefore, it sounds like he made his 1,000-ounce goal for this season. Is this a spoiler? Not really. This Discovery series is too big to not expect to see Ness back. Of course, the news that rocked social media was Rick's confirmation that he was once again engaged to his former fiancée, Lise M. Airy. He shared, "Almost done backing the last of my stuff up in Brookfield, and this weather is reminding me why I'm leaving. I can't wait to get back to AZ and the broad in this picture who goes by the future Mrs. Ness." What should be the biggest surprise is how early Rick Ness is. Before his redemption season, he would not be heading up to the Yukon until March. By then, Parker and Tony had been there for weeks. Does this mean that Rick is taking his mining career more seriously? It certainly seems like it. The winds of change were blowing hard across the Klondike, where the promise of gold had once lured thousands into its rugged embrace. Rick Ness, the seasoned miner known for his relentless pursuit of the precious metal, stood at the edge of his claim, looking out over the expanse of churned earth and heavy machinery. The end of season 14 of Gold Rush was drawing near, and the tension was palpable among Team Rally. The stakes were higher than ever, and Rick knew that this season would end in a way that no one could have anticipated. The weather had been merciless this year. Torrential rains had turned the ground into a treacherous quagmire, making it nearly impossible for the heavy equipment to function efficiently. Yet, Rick's team had persevered, driven by the hope of a massive payday that could change their lives. They had faced breakdowns, accidents, and the unyielding pressure of a ticking clock, but nothing had prepared them for the danger that lay ahead. Rick gathered his team at the base camp, the flickering light of the campfire casting long shadows across their weary faces. His voice was steady, but there was an edge to it that caught everyone's attention. "We're close, but we're not out of the woods yet. The ground's getting more unstable, and we need to be extra careful. I've got a bad feeling about this next dig site. It's rich, but it's also dangerous." The team members exchanged uneasy glances. They had all heard the rumors of miners being swallowed by sinkholes or trapped in sudden landslides. Rick's instincts had always been sharp, and his concern was enough to make them wary. As dawn broke the next day, the crew geared up and headed to the new site, a deep cut that promised a mother lode of gold. The hum of machinery and the rhythmic clanging of metal on rock filled the air, a symphony of industry and ambition. Rick watched from the ridge, his mind racing with calculations and contingencies. They were pushing the limits of safety, but the lure of gold was a powerful motivator. Hours turned into an exhausting blur as the team worked tirelessly, each bucket of earth bringing them closer to their goal. Then, as on cue, the ground beneath the excavator began to shift ominously. Rick's radio crackled to life. "Rick, we've got movement here. The ground's giving way." Rick sprinted towards the scene, shouting orders to pull back. The massive excavator teetered on the edge of the collapsing earth, and for a moment, it seemed as if it would be swallowed whole. The operator, eyes wide with fear, managed to leap to safety just as the machine toppled into the abyss with a deafening crash. The crew stood in stunned silence, the magnitude of their near miss sinking in. Rick's heart pounded in his chest as he scanned the area. The ground was a web of fissures, each one a potential death trap. "We need to regroup," he said, his voice grim. "This site's too unstable. We can't risk it." Back at the camp, the mood was somber. They were tantalizingly close to a major haul, but the land was fighting back with a vengeance. Rick knew they couldn't afford another close call. The decision weighed heavily on him, but he had to prioritize his crew's safety over their dwindling time and resources. The team spent the next few days reinforcing their equipment and scouting safer locations. The setback had cost them precious time, but they pressed on with renewed determination. Rick's leadership was crucial. He kept morale high and focused on the goal ahead. As they resumed operations at a more stable site, a sense of urgency drove them. Every nugget they unearthed was a step closer to securing their future, but the specter of disaster loomed over them. The final days of the season were a blur of activity, each moment a race against the clock. On the last day, Rick gathered his team once more. They had managed to extract a substantial amount of gold, but it wasn't the bonanza they had hoped for. Still, they had made it through without any major injuries or losses, and that was a victory in itself. Standing around the campfire, Rick looked at his crew with a mixture of pride and relief. "We faced some tough challenges this season, but we stuck together and got the job done. It wasn't easy, and it sure as hell wasn't safe, but we made it." The team cheered, their spirits lifted by the sense of camaraderie and accomplishment. They knew that the next season would bring new challenges, but they were ready to face them together. As the flames flickered and the stars twinkled above, Rick couldn't shake the feeling that this season had been a turning point. The land had tested them in ways they hadn't expected, revealing both their strengths and vulnerabilities. He knew that the journey was far from over, but for now, they had earned their rest. The end of Season 14 of Gold Rush had been a harrowing adventure, full of danger and unexpected twists. For Rick, Ness, and Team Rally, it was a testament to their resilience and determination. They had survived the dangers of the Klondike, and with their sights set on the future, they were ready to chase their dreams of gold once more.